I've had like very few people ask me on my input on how to make screamo guitar tracks and all that kind of stuff. Thought I'd share it now. Not really in like more than just one. I only have like one band I'm in, but still I think I have relatively useful stuff to say. Before I forget, I wrote down my tuning. It's basically a drop tuning, drop B, but you can obviously see I wrote intervals on top, by the way. My second highest string, it's like 2 notes down from a regular drop tuning. You'll see why in a bit, but it's gonna help out a lot. And then generally, having a tuning lower than drop D is cooler too. You know, your guitar will sound a little more full. I have thicker strings as well. The drop tuning is also important because now you have your power chords way more accessible, and that turns boring chords from just your regular power chords. Your fingers are free to do more cool things with it now. So you can start making your major 9s, minor 9s, your add 11s, sus2s, whatever, all that stuff. All that stuff. Now that you have more free fingers to do it, instead of wasting like 3 of them doing a power chord, only one's gonna do the power chord. And then the tuning is important because, like I said, now that the interval between my 4th and 5th string is only 2 notes, my panic chords are 1 note away. Panic chords being extremely useful in screamo because it adds a lot more emotion into it. You know, it's really cool for drops or whatever it is you want to do in it. If you want to infuse it more with hardcore, or if you just want to make cool gut-wrenching chords. I'll show you an example right now. Like, you can start doing cooler shit. And then chord shapes. I feel like this is an important part of it too, because a lot of bands use really similar chord shapes, unless you're doing other things like versus self and all that, where you start doing other tunings. But I feel like major 9 is a huge one. Sus2, I've already mentioned them. I'll try to put some up in the end of the video if I can, like in photos and stuff. One of my favorites is it's like 8/8 10/9. It's a really cool one. Catalyst uses it too. It's really good to use the key that your open bottom note is in. So you can start going from like your high chords and then just letting go of one finger, and you can start using the other root note. It'll sound really cool. Like having complex rhythm too is really important. I wouldn't say just keep your strumming like. When your vocalist kicks in, but if you're talking about like the guitar intros and all that stuff, it's much better to have like random bursts. You know, like another useful piece of information is your pickups. You could use single coil. I feel like there's nothing against it. Just use a noise gate. You know, you're gonna be playing in high gain a lot. If you can find a noise gate, use a noise gate. Guitar wise, doesn't matter. It's really just all pickup related. Don't ever fall for the only use this for this genre, only use this for this other genre. Generally, understanding your scales is kind of important, or at least the pattern of the scale. Like all that kind of stuff will help out a lot when it comes to making more catchy, melodic kind of stuff with your chords. Because then that's how you're able to do things like this. For that, that's just like understanding the basic pattern of like what notes sound good together. Sometimes it's like you could learn that in like a day if you just look at like the minor scale. Harmonic minor is probably cool too, more evil sounding and all that. The more notes you add to your chord, the more I feel like it's screamo sounding, because I feel like 3-note chords are like, they help out a bit, yeah, but having those 4 or even 5-note chords, they'll do you a lot more justice, because when the distortion's in, it all starts to like get lost in itself like noise, and a lot of times that's not good to have in your mixes or anything. But in screamo, I feel like it helps out a lot. Like instead of just going like, having those like cool extra notes would help out. you'll find when you get comfortable with your chord shapes. Lastly, effect wise, I feel like it's very bare bones. You could use chorus for cool leads and reverb and stuff. I have almost no reverb on, and I generally stick with like just distortion. I'm not even using a pedal. I'm using my like gain from my Blackstar amp. I do have a Rat pedal I use sometimes. The Rat is amazing, one of the best pedals. You can use the DS1, but I'd recommend the Rat. And tube screamers. Tube screamers help out a lot. Or if you have multi-effects processors, just find the copies of those.